Hello, everybody. Welcome, my friend. I suppose we can go ahead and get started. Kush from Samudai here to kick us off. I'm super excited to have you share this tool with us today, as it's still sort of been under wraps and in alpha testing, and now I think you're more in beta. Just to set the context a little bit for the group, we've been running these speedrun demos every day this week, or Tuesday and Wednesday anyway. So for the format, it's just 5 to 7 minutes, quick run through of your product, share what you've built, and then we can leave maybe 1 minute for a question or two. And yeah, I'll just pass it over to you, Kush, to kick us off.
Awesome. Am I audible? Awesome. So, hey guys, thank you so much for the opportunity, Bao, and really exciting for you. Thank you so much for arranging all this. So let me just stop wasting time and get to it right away. So we've been building Samudai. We're essentially a DAO management platform, so kind of like a collaborative workspace where everyone can come in and set it up and do stuff in a much more easier manner. So I'll not bore you with all this stuff. Let me just share my screen and get to it. Awesome. So all right, this right here is the Samudai dashboard. So if let's say you're a DAO or a DAO admin, this is what you get once you set up on Samudai. So this right here is a collaborative workspace where you can come in and customize the dashboard according to your needs. So we prepared these widgets for you, which are basically things which help you organize your daily stuff and give more transparency to the entire community on what's going on with the DAO. So you can remove or add them as you like, and let me just go through them one by one so we can, do this. We have a calendar, and over here you can basically set up everything that's going on with your Discord or other meeting places. So anyone who is offline also can have a look at everything that's going on and just keep track with the daily DAO activities. So anyone who wants to onboard your DAO as well just gets much more clear idea on everything that is going on in the DAO. Moving on, we have integrated your proposals. So anywhere that you're using proposals currently, let's say snapshot, you can directly import it over here, view what's going on over here, and vote accordingly. And what we've also done is that for every proposal or everything, you can now start a discussion on our platform, and you can directly create it and people can join that discussion. So now you can basically discuss a proposal on the platform, vote on it, and all your information is organized. So you can opt into it and you get notifications for everything that's going on. So you don't miss any update. You can stay up to date with whatever you want to do, and just be in the loop anytime you want to do anything. So this is what we've built out right now. Coming on back to the existing widgets, we basically built out the upcoming events part, which is again an extension of the calendar. Then what we've done is basically we've organized all your activity over here. So anytime you're offline, you basically get an update on anything that is happening in the DAO, and you can stay up to date with everything. So this includes anything from your project management, activity on the dashboard. And the thing is that you can customize it according to your needs and decide what you want to view. You can basically add some public facing links which you can share on the dashboard that you want the outside collaborators to see about yourself, and also boast your Twitter feed over here. We've actually built out an internal project management system, which over here you can see we can basically have like a fully customizable Kanban board where you can assign contributors, create tasks, do bounty in a much more threaded manner, and search people accordingly and assign them stuff. So if I want to add a bounty, we can add some providers like your Gnosis or Parcel, whatever you're using, and then distribute the bounty according to whatever you want to do. So later on, we will be working to add more and more integrations to this. So you have more flexibility on how you want to pay the bounty, whether you want to add an escrow or want to add like a existing tool, let's say like a coordinate. So based on the demand that we get from the users, we'll be working on to adding more stuff in this. So yeah, I know the best part is that as soon as I move these particular cards, let's say this goes in review. So now the reviewer of this particular task get a notification that, hey, this task that has been assigned to you, you have to review it. And once you move it to done, we automatically create a transaction for you on the particular provider that you entered, and now all the signers of that particular provider get a notification that, hey, this particular task has been completed, and now you need to sign the transaction for this particular task. So that is how we're like basically trying to make people more and more engaged in the community and make it easier for them to do stuff. Yeah, moving forward, I mean, you can configure your Gnosis safe and everything. So that's up to you how you want to do with it. Next, what we've done for the investment now is we made a thing called a customizable form, which is like a deal pipeline. So you can have your have like a customizable form, which you can put out over here, and you can set the questions that you want the people to answer about yourself, or let's say about a grant, about an investment, and you can just give this link out. So now anyone who wants to apply to your grants program can fill out the information over here, whatever they want to do, upload things, and you can now check their responses over here in the project management part and discuss on it and take action on it. So now every particular thing that is going on, let's say any request for a grant that is coming in, you can discuss on that on the platform itself and take a decision so that anyone who wants to contribute to it can do that, and everything is much more transparent, organized, and easier to find if let's say anyone wants to contribute to whatever you're doing. So yeah, that's for the dashboard. Now coming on to the contributors part of it, let me just see. We also have a discovery section, so we can have a look at everything that is going on with the DAOs who are on the Samudai, and also the contributors. So yeah, let me see what Bao has been up to, and I can come over here, have a look at everything that has been doing, and look at his skills, look at his portfolio and everything, and connect with him if I want to. So Bao must have gotten a connection request, which we will be building on top of in the future. So let's say integrating your lens profiles, or let's say a Farcaster, network. So let's see how that builds up right now. And going to my own contributor management screen, I can manage my existing projects. So anything that I have been assigned to across all the DAOs, I can have a look at them over here and manage my workflows accordingly, manage my time accordingly. And I also get a space to manage my personal projects, so kind of like a personal to-do list kind of thing. So whenever I have something that I want to do, I can just put it over here so that I have all the stuff in one place and I can manage my time accordingly. So yeah, I think this is kind of like a high level overview of what Samudai is doing right now. And this is all live right now. You can, reach out to me if you want to try out the beta. Would love to get some feedback from you guys. You can also claim your own Samudai subdomain and then just share it away with people. So your entire Web3 profile, whatever you do over here, you can just share it and people can, let's say, query it like push.samudai.eth and they'll be, redirected to this particular page. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. About if we have some time, we can take some questions or.
Awesome. Yeah. This was a nice speed run. Thank you, Kush. If anybody has questions, feel free to, raise them now.
Otherwise, this is my Telegram. You can reach out to me later if you want. All right, let me just close my screen share.
Awesome. I also shared a form in the demos chat where you folks can go and fill that out with your Telegram or Discord information and also join the beta. So that information is in the demos chat. But thank you, Kush, so much for coming in and giving the speed run.
Thank you.
Next, I'll hand it off to Vanilladelphia or Ed from Collab.land.
Hey, everybody. I'm Vanilla. I'm going to talk to you about Collab.land today. In particular, I think we're going to set up a TGR live in the Discord using the DAOCember outer space badge. So hopefully everything works and goes well. I guess let me just share my screen here and we can get started with that.
Yep, looks good.
Okay. So if you haven't heard about Collab.land, let me just go to this screen for now. It's a tool to create and manage token granting rules for your community members. So what that means is basically, to get access to your community, the member will have to hold the required token, which you can set up in order to gain access. Right now, it's on both Discord and Telegram, and you can assign different Discord roles with different tokens to grant access to different channels. It can get really granular. And what we're going to do today is set up a token granted role using this amazing DAOCember attendee badge. So the first thing we need to do is in the Discord, you should be administrator, or you should have the Collab.land admin role. And you'll need the permission to create roles because we're going to have to create a role. So the first thing you need to do is create a role for whichever token granted rule that you're going to connect it to. So DAOCember attendee. And then anybody that has this badge will be able to get this role after we're done. So the role doesn't need to have any special permissions or anything like that. If you want to give it access to certain channels, you'll have to remember to add it to each channel specifically. Otherwise, they'll just get the role. So from there, once we have the role created, we can go to the Collab.land command center. So the URL is cc.collab.land, really easy to remember. And this is where you can manage all of your token granted roles for each of your communities. So first thing we'll do is just log in with Discord. You may see we've gotten some new branding, so don't get nervous. We did actually change the brand. I think it looks a lot better. So we'll just log in with Discord. If you were using Telegram, then you would log in with Telegram. So once we log in with Discord, we should be able to see all of the servers that we can manage. Sometimes it takes a second, depending on how many communities you have and how many token granted roles are set up in those communities. All right, so we've got that pulled up. We can see all the communities here on the left that I'm an admin in, and any community you're an admin in should show up on the left there for you to be able to set up these token granted roles. So just a little overview of this page. The first page you'll see is the token granted roles page. So this is where you configure these roles. Also shows you any roles that are already configured and a little description of those. We also have this bot config section. So this is where you can enable or disable the background balance check. So what the balance check does is once every 24 hours or so, it will check all of the members in your Discord or Telegram or wherever you're using it and ensure that they still hold the required token. If they don't, or if they transferred it or sold it, then that role will get removed from them automatically. And also that we can check that we've got everything configured correctly. So if you check that, it'll say it's all good, or it'll tell you exactly what you did wrong. Another important thing to remember here that I forgot to mention before is when you first invite Collab.land to your Discord, you'll want to make sure that it's above in the Discord role hierarchy any roles that it's trying to manage, because it's just the way that Discord works. It needs to be above those roles in order to grant the other roles. So one other thing I'll mention here, since we're here, we have this community roles section. So if you're having a member that's not getting the role that they're supposed to get, they insist that they hold the token. Sometimes there can be issues where the role didn't get assigned or whatever, so you can check using their Discord user ID here what roles they have and what roles they should qualify for. And if there's an issue, you can resolve it from here as well. So we'll go back to the TGRs section because we want to create one. So what we can do is use the select role button or the select role button up here. And this will bring up a list of all of the Discord roles that you have in your server. So we'll just look for the one that we just created, DAOCember attendee, hit apply. and we're brought to this screen, which is a form to put in the details of our token that we want to be required when people get this role. So the first line is just a description. It can be whatever you want. We'll just keep it simple. And then we select the chain type. So you can see Collab.land supports many different chain types. So you just choose whichever one your token is on. So in this case, the token is on Optimism. So we'll go and pick Optimism. And then for token type, we support many different token types. Again, this is dependent on the chain type that you pick, because some chains will have different token types. So obviously you're familiar with ERC 721, 20, and 1155. We support super tokens, which is a super fluid integration. This is a neat integration that a lot of people don't know about, is the Gnosis Safe integration, which I wanted to mention because it seems pertinent for DAOs. So if you select Gnosis Safe, you can just input the safe address, and then anyone that's a signer on that safe will get a role. So just something to note. This time we're going to pick Outer Space Badge. We have a special implementation just for outer space to make it a little easier to set up. You could use the ERC 721 token type, but it would require a little bit more info. So this is the easiest way to do it. So we can see for the outer space badges, we need a few different things here. We need the raft token ID, and we need the badge name. So if we look at the badge on outer space, we can see that, well, where is that information? How do I know? What is what is the raft ID? What is the badge name? So the raft ID is pointing to each community will have a raft token. And then basically underneath of that raft token is where all these badges are. And a community can have many different badges, but will probably only have one raft token. So when you create the badge, you'll know which raft token it is. But if you didn't create the badge and you're not really sure how I find those details, well, what we need to do is look at the metadata. So what we can do, how do we find that? We can go to Etherscan. Since we're on Optimism, it's optimistic.etherscan.io. This is the my token. So you can check your wallet address, look at your history for ERC 721 to find the token ID. We'll grab this token ID, go to the outer space contract. So this is kind of involved, but the reason I wanted to show it is because it also works with other NFTs as well. Pretty much any NFT that's a verified contract will have this token URI method, and that will return all of the metadata for the token. So even if you're using some profile pic NFT and you want to set up specific metadata rules for that, you can check it this way as well. So we'll go here, enter my token ID, and then we'll check, and it'll give us this IPFS link. Then that will bring you, actually I already have it open here, to a page like this, which will tell you all of the information that you need to set up this TGR. So we have the name, which is DAOCember attendee badge. So we'll just grab that. Put it in here. And then we have the raft token ID, which is 80. So we'll just go back here and enter that. Also, another kind of cheaty way to do it, if you don't feel like going through that whole process of going to Etherscan and checking everything, you can also just copy this from here. This is actually the CID for the URI. And then we can just go like IPFS, metadata. So if you're setting up a lot of these, it might be easy to do it that way or quicker. Anyway, we'll go back here. We've got everything filled in now. We can just set the minimum amount to be 1 token. That means anybody that, in order to qualify for this role, you have to have at least one of these badge tokens. We could also set a maximum amount if we want. And then we just save it. And there we go. We got a little message that our TGR was created successfully. So if anybody has one of these badges, and Bao, I don't know if it's still open, if you want to post it in the chat so people can claim this. And yeah, if you have the badge, then feel free to go to the Collab.land join channel and connect your wallet, and you should get the role that we just created. It doesn't do anything, so don't expect to get access to a different channel or anything like that. But you should get the role.
Yeah.
So that's it for Outer Space badge. But one other thing I wanted to bring up, we can actually just use this same, because I'm not actually going to set up the role. It's another thing I wanted to bring up real quick. I don't know how long I've been on, but
you've been on for 11 minutes, my friend. But that's okay.
All right. So one more thing I just want to mention real quick, since we're talking about DAOs and Moloch V3 is coming up, it's the process to set up a TGR for that is a little bit different. So I just wanted to make that clear. So with a V2 DAO, you would use this Moloch option and enter the DAO address. With a V3 DAO, you're actually going to select the ERC20 token type, and in your DAO settings, you'll see a voting share token and a non-voting share token, and that equates to shares and loot. And then you just use those addresses as the address here. So just something I wanted to mention real quick, but I don't want to take up all of the time. So
awesome. Thank you, Vanilla, for the demo. That was excellent. Folks who want to claim an Outer Space badge, I posted the link in the demos chat, so you can go ahead and open that there and drop me your ETH address, and I'll add you to the allow list. Yeah, thank you again, Vanilla. The new collab brand looks great. And now we'll take it over to Alex from Charmverse. If you want to share your screen, Alex, that would be great.
Yes, what's going on?
Awesome, good to see you.
Good seeing you. Let's see.
Yeah, that was a little less speedy than anticipated, but we're headed toward the tail end of the week, so it makes sense.
It's all good. You look at my screen, right? Good?
Yep. Looks good.
So we are a Web3 community platform. So let me show you how we can help members get to know each other and form some meaningful relationship and work together. So what you're looking at here is our member directory. So these are some in our demo area. So if I click into, Camille over here, of course, you can see some of the basic links, but also our share workspaces. So if there's any kind of additional information that I can know about him, I see additional information. But we also pulled in sort of the different other community that he's already part of. If he's ever voted or create proposal in different communities, we pull all those in, even though they might not be within Charmverse. You also can see that the different various NFT or Collab holding that he chose to show us here. Going back, so this member directory is particularly interesting, I think, for a lot of Web3 community, is that besides having some of the basic properties, which you can customize your own. So you can really add anything that you want to collect from your membership. And in some cases, so like we actually do not collect email by default, but so this is as an example where the admin can ask to collect emails. but you can restrict these properties to roles. So particularly for things like emails that maybe a little bit too sensitive, that like you don't want, you might need it for your community, but maybe you don't want it for everyone to access. So here in this case, only the Charm1 roles can actually view those emails. And again, highly customizable. You can see data in a table view as well. To bring people into the space, you can send them a invite link, or you can create a token gate. Our token gate support most EVM chains, and you can gate by sort of various NFTs or tokens. So yeah, really kind of all different choices here, and very simple. Now, besides the member directory, you also have a sort of a modern document system, so that you can create any kind of onboarding docs, or really any kind of really anything that you want to write and create within your DAO community. There's ways to embed databases within it. You can put in any kind of GIF, YouTube tweets, check prices, your Dune dashboards. Really very flexible in terms of like the different things that you can bring in. We also offer a ton of integration with different platforms, from uploading videos, PDF, to like Airtable, Dune, Figma, Loom, Typeform, you name it. There's a bunch of stuff. Here's an idea, like if you are a NFT project, so you can actually build out a sort of full-on dashboard, integrating a lot of Dune reports or Dune queries directly into Charmverse as well. You can, if you are voting, we have a pre-proposal system. So here, you can create a proposal based on template. So in this case, let us click into the budget request proposal. That you can see that that you can pre-fill, is already pre-filled with what the user has set up. And we have a guided experience for you. So we start off as a sort of private draft, so only you can see it. If I move forward to a public draft, so everybody often can see that I am working on this proposal in the open. And then if I move to a discussion, actually everybody will get a notification saying that this proposal, or this draft proposal, is now ready to be discussed. Discussion could mean that like you can highlight and comment on the proposal. You can create a poll, or you can even use our suggestion system, changing the mode to suggestion. So like if I want to suggest, deleting this guy, here, then you can see that like it's now show up as a suggestion. As you keep moving forward, eventually we're getting to the voting stage, where you can vote within Charmverse, or you can publish it to a snapshot. We also have a task management system that comes with it. So your basic Kanban board, fully customizable, drag and drop, color, things, basic thing that you can expect. But we also allow you to attach a bounty to any task that you like. So in this case, for this particular task, you can attach a bounty, which again, you can set out who's going to be reviewing this particular bounty. So let's say, we can do like the Dream Maker role can be the one that actually reviews this, the type of change that you're paying the bounty off of. And then you can even pay either USDC or custom token, of course, any of the local ERC20 tokens. There's multiple advanced feature related to bounty as well, from how many you can apply to, do you require application, so on and so forth. Now, if you are running a larger organization, you have multiple teams. In this case, this is the community ops team that are working on this task board that is turning some of these tasks into a bounty. But if you want to drive your community members for onboarding and so on, you can go to this bounty link, which has a consolidated version of all the bounties that's across the system, where it's great for onboarding and also just getting people started. Let me see. Then one more thing I want to show you. Actually, that's actually about it. So happy to answer any question. That's our demo.
Fantastic. Thank you, Alex. This was a great, thorough walkthrough. If any of the audience members have questions, feel free to raise a question now. Otherwise, maybe Alex will open his DMs for you. All right.
Yes, I am available in all platforms, Discord, Telegram, Twitter. You can find me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Alex. Next up, we have Peeth from Metagame. They did make it. Wagme. Thank you, Peeth, for coming. Feel free to share your screen here if you're ready to go.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. And yeah, previously I thought this was meant to be just a demo for my meta specifically, so this session was about decentralized identity, but it sounds like it was more general.
Yeah, that's right. If you have a more generic demo you want to give, that's totally on the floor as well.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of time to show all of it, not just the meta files. So just scroll down to here, to go to the onboarding game. But yeah, for those who don't know metagame, the main thing that we're trying to do right now is build these onboarding flows for getting people into Web3 and the DAO space, and building this quote-unquote decentralized factory. So we're building a network of service DAOs and project DAOs, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible for people who are trying to join the space, or for people who are running DAOs to find other things that they need for their DAO, like either other DAOs that can offer them services, or other tools or knowledge that they need, or people that they might need for building the project, whatever. So this is kind of describing all of these different things that we are doing. And then once you go through that, you go start with the onboarding game, which is, wow, this was instant. Oh, because I've already been here, so we need to reset the system. And you have this branching dialogue, sort of text-based adventure game. You see this Matrix inspired, but it really talks you to understanding the basics of Web3. If you don't know what the basics are, then it tells you what you need to take care about, the scammers, or how to. It's going to be linking to a playbook about wallet security, or if you need something for your project, then it tells you what kind of help do you need for your project, and then it might send you to either create a grant on Gitcoin, or request a venture funding from MCV, or it really depends on what kind of thing do you need for your project, or if you're a person that's joining the space, so you might be looking for a project to join, if you're looking for places to work, or either a DAOs to build, whatever. It really goes through all of that, and lets you know, if you're really new to Web3, then it tells you the basics of Web3 and sends you into different directions to explore that. Or if you're already in Web3, then it asks you what you need. But you get the basic idea, and then after that you do the profile creation. Then it tells you, okay, we have these decentralized profiles that we built. So they are built using Ceramic, which was built by the Treebox team. For those who don't know, they're one of the most OG DID projects in the crypto space. So we built these profiles based on Ceramic, and they sort of these decentralized LinkedIn pages for people who want to work in the DAO space. I'll switch to mainnet, please. And since I already have it on this test, so it didn't let me go through that, but there's this whole profile creation flow where it say the name, the bio, personality type, time zone, what skills you have, time availability, what's your roles, and then it's game on. And then once you get to the profiles, once you add stuff to it, it looks something like this with a custom background. So you have what DAOs you're a member of, what NFTs you have, that sort of stuff. And you can also create custom blocks, so you can embed links, or you can create custom blocks. So there's right now only a few blocks, but the idea is that anybody can create their own custom block. That would be displaying either whatever reputation, or it could be other Web3 integrations, like it will be depth interaction, it could be whatever people build here. And then this is like your profile displaying who you are. And the next step is having we are integrating. So we integrated Meet with Wallet. I just don't have it here. So that's like a Web3 Calendly. We are next. We are going to integrate the Smart Invoice built by some of the people in Red Guild. So that's going to allow people to like set up contracts between each other, do business directly through their profiles. And that's really the idea with the My Meta profiles, is to really sort of a meta identity where you can plug in these different pieces. So I haven't connected, but you can like verify your GitHub, your Twitter. Next, you will be getting like Lens integration or ENS, whatever other identity solution we can just, or reputation protocol, we just plug it straight in. And then you have like other people. So you have like player cards where it's displaying information about other members of Metagame, or like if other communities using it, then it's obviously for other communities. You can then sort people by their skills. This got fucked up in this release, obviously. So I cannot show this, but it's displaying that, and then you have all of this other kind of stuff. So like you create a profile and then you go, it takes you to the engage local path. So this is like the 8 quests that anybody who wants to join Metagame needs to take. So it's like subscribe to the newsletter, introduce yourself on the forums, and check out open quests, join one of the calls, and that sort of stuff. So you complete those quests, you get an NFT that unlocks the community. And then you have like, based on your what role you chose, you have like the builder's path, designer's path, the bridge builder's path. So really like depends on what you want to do in metagame. There are these more specific onboarding paths. That's so like in the builder's path, it sends you to the GitHub repo and tells you about the way we work on the code and that sort of stuff. So it's meant to be role specific. And then you also have like general quests. So this is our own questing system. These cards are also a bit fucked because this whole card redesign happened in the latest release, so it's not quite there yet, but you get the idea. So you have these normal quests and you also have raids. So what's cool about this, so like this is like displaying the overall roadmap. It takes you to the wiki where it shows you about what these phases mean, but that's not important. What's cool about this, it's like displaying these 3 main raids inside metagame. And once you open it, it's actually opening their dework board. So you have like a dework integrated right into the website, and that's sort of starting to show this whole idea of that we have with MetaOS, where the idea is really to make this platform that really makes it as easy as possible to plug in all of these different Web3 building blocks. So we're not trying to build the whole platform ourselves, but really is meant to be this kind of a mosaic of projects where other people can create their own custom integrations. I want to show you the dashboard, but let me log in first. So this is meant to display that as well. Like right now it's displaying the info from metagame. So like you have the calendar, you have the seed info, you have like the newsletter, the podcasts, and the YouTube channel, displaying your XP stats, which you don't have, and like the leaderboard. But the idea is really to like again create more custom blocks, which can be anything really. So like one of the one that I'm really looking forward to next is having a block that is displaying like all the proposals that are happening to like DAOs that I'm a member in. So like there will be a block that's pulling in all the proposals from DAOs that you're a member of, or it could be a block that's pulling in all of the tasks that are assigned to your address across all of these different bounty platforms. Or like there it is, like just embed like this basic one, like embedding an URL, or the quest completions from the quest inside metagame. But yeah, you get the idea, like to have people build these custom integrations, That can really be about any Web3 DApp, like pulling in info, or like having direct Web3 integrations. Like it could be like a widget for trading on Uniswap, or it can be really whatever anybody wants to build. And it's meant to, what the fuck is going on? It's meant to give you a broad overview of like what's happening inside the communities that you're a member of. And then really long term, what we're trying to achieve is having this sort of user-centric web, where like nowadays you see this pattern of like every Web3 platform is recreating in the same way that Discord is built, so that you have like all the organizations on the left side, and then you choose the organization and you get the organizational view. Whereas what we think is kind of the future more so is that people will be able to create their own overview across the organization. So like really have your own dashboard that's pulling in info from across the organization that you're a member of, regardless of what platform they're using, because like different DAOs use different tools. And right now, like even operating inside one DAO is like every DAO uses like 10 different tools. But then when you try to work across like 2, 3, 4 DAOs, it becomes impossible because it's a whole mess of tools. So that's really the basic idea with the Meta OS. And here you just see like different games that are a part of Metagame. So you can see what the project is about, and then inside you can see like it's pulling in what members, what are their members, or like it's supposed to be pulling in announcements from their Discord server, which is also going to get bridged to the dashboard. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. There's a bunch more stuff in here, but I'm not gonna go into much detail and all that. I think you get the idea.
Awesome. P, thank you so much. This was another excellent demo. It's super interesting looking at, each of the projects who joined today are sort of building around these sort of, I want to say, composable building blocks with Web3 DAO users in mind, and trying to figure out how to like create these meta OS systems where, the users or community admins or the like core members of a DAO can sort of configure their own dashboards to their own liking. And it's just really interesting to see Metagame really focusing in on this, and having been working on this for, I want to say, a year or two on like Meta OS. It's great to see it coming to life here. But yeah, thanks for joining. And we went about 15 minutes over today, so I want to give you guys some time back, but appreciate y'all joining for the demos. If anyone wants to stick around and talk further, you're definitely welcome to. Otherwise, there's a synergy session that should be happening right now with Ven and UI.